not deemed credible, but the student group and the email promised there will be additional law enforcement on campus today. And they say for the time being, this is an active investigation from the LA School Police and LAPD. And so they'll keep an eye on it, but at this point they're saying it's not credible.
Yeah, and there were, after the shooting, there were copycat threats all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody actually did anything. Yeah, thank goodness. Oh, incidentally, a couple of things. Dr. Jim King is on this 8 o'clock going to talk about the Omicron, whatever way to pronounce this virus, the new virus that's going around. Actually, some good news about that. And at 9:55, final numbers on Postathon are Postathon. Of course, it goes on all year long. And we ask for donations. Actually, it go on for several weeks, even as a result of our Postathon, which ended last night.
Bob Dole, Senate leader, presidential candidate, war veteran. This guy, you talk about All-American.
Oh, yeah.
All-American.
Oh, yeah. Great story about Bob Dole. Died at 98, a life well lived, to say the least. More about that coming up at 7:20. I'm going to be doing this story.
There's so much to talk
There's
about.
a lot to talk
Oh, my
about.
gosh. All right, let's go down this timeline. Chris Cuomo gets suspended by CNN on Tuesday for the allegations that he helped his brother, which were in black and white, so it's hard to say allegations. Then Saturday, suddenly CNN fires him. So it takes a few days, says it talked with its legal team, and found reason to fire him. However, on Wednesday, a woman came forward, or the attorney for a woman came forward, saying that he had been sexually harassed by Chris Cuomo and was filing a lawsuit. Now the question is, did CNN then take into account, this guy helped his brother, now he's being accused of sexual harassment, he's out. Did this play into CNN's decision?
I don't think so. I think Jeff
There was
Zucker,
enough?
I think there was plenty. I think it was the conflict of interest. It was CNN looking like it was somehow accepting sexual harassment. No, actually not the sexual harassment, just the helping of Cuomo, helping his brother.
But I think, though, too, because they were helping a guy who was Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah,
they were
maybe,
helping
okay, that's
him.
fair, because the allegations
Yeah.
were the sexual misconduct. Okay, I'll buy that. I retract. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please ignore that last statement. Yeah, I'll buy that. I think that was, sort of the cherry on top of the cake. But I think he would have been fired anyway. Indefinite suspension is, Jeff Toobin got an indefinite suspension, didn't he?
Yeah.
And came back a month later.
I think his was just different.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously it's just, who did he hurt? He looked like an idiot. I guess he made CNN look like an idiot, saying that effectively all of their contributors are a bunch of masturbators. But I don't think, at least during Zoom meetings, because of course they do it privately. Remember two types of men in the world? Those who do and liars. And that's it. All right, let's move on. Yeah, I'm doing a story on that one, too, coming up at 7 o'clock. Not the Jeff Toobin story, the Cuomo story.
Although I feel like he's too old. All right, so how much did Mayor Garcetti know about his former top aide in the sexual harassment case against Rick Jacobs? So a couple of questions are being asked, although I think that they're just bubbling to the surface because it's not like we didn't know a lot of these. So what did the mayor know and when, and what did he do in the workplace after these sexual harassment allegations came out, assuming that he knew about them?
They're not connecting the dots.
No.
Yeah, and if they don't connect the dots, his position is, I didn't know.
Right.
And if that's the case, there's no allegation that makes any sense, other than against the aide.
Is there a chance that he was kept, they kept him safe from what was going on?
And do you keep him safe by not telling him?
I don't know.
Now, you have the Chinese wall, the firewall in the legal business. In the legal business, we actually call it the Chinese wall. So for those of you that are Chinese who are Masons, I apologize profusely.
It's going to be one of those mornings, isn't it?
Aren't they always?
Yeah, but usually I have Wayne as like my, I don't know, co-sparer with you. Now it's just me?
Yeah, I guess. All right, one more.
All right, and then there's a guy who's been arrested in the Kim Potter case, charged with harassment. So he was charged for allegedly harassing the judge in the trial of the Kim Potter case. And he was one of the protesters who went inside the building. Others remained outside. He allegedly made his way up to the 12th floor and live streamed everything on YouTube. This is where these people get really brilliant. And he said, I think her crib is right here. She was allegedly filming, saying outside the door. Then the defendant walked down the lobby where the other protesters asked him if the building was the right location. Yep, that's her window on the 12th floor. We demand transparency. We'd hate to get you kicked out of your apartment.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. So did they view the courtroom as the apartment? Not a lot of this makes sense. That's her crib. Yeah, which means that's her house, or at least
right.
I think
that's where she resides.
And he's the only one that went up to the inside the courtroom. There were a bunch of people protesting, which is fine.
And then when he went out, they were like, "Is this it? Yeah, that's the window."
Yeah. So he's been charged a bunch of interesting charges: felony harassment, aggravated tampering with a juror, retaliating against a judicial officer. I don't know how many of those are going to stick, because they're hitting them with everything they possibly could. And of course, they'll plead out into one or two cases. So we'll be back. This is KFI Am 640, and let's check in with Jennifer.
Researchers have spotted a pod of killer whales off the coast of Orange County for the first time in 2 years.
Captain Dave's dolphin and whale watching safari says killer whales are a rare sight in Southern California. A researcher with the California Killer Whale Project says the particular pod of orcas that were spotted last week just 4 miles off the coast of Laguna Beach haven't been seen since 2015. Captain Dave says little is known about killer whales, but they are believed to hunt fish, including sharks, and can travel in pods of 30 to 50 orcas. In Orange County, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
News is brought to you by American Vision Windows. The owners of a clothing company in LA's fashion district is set to be sentenced for running a scheme to undervalue imported clothes and avoid paying more than $17.1 million in duties and taxes to the U.S. The owner of Ambiance Apparel pleaded guilty in the case. He's expected to get 5 years probation. Health officials in Chicago say they expect the Omicron COVID-19 variant to be in the city soon.
There are multiple examples of case investigation going on right now where we know that there are people who have been exposed to the Omicron variant.
City Health Commissioner Dr. Allison Arwady says the Omicron variant appears to be twice as contagious as the Delta variant of COVID, which caused a surge throughout Chicago and much of the Midwest. Russian President Putin wants the World Health Organization to quickly approve his country's Sputnik Sputnik 5 of the COVID-19 vaccine. He says that will help spread the vaccine to other countries. Russia was the first country allowed to approve a COVID vaccine, but was only 71 countries allowed to actually use it. And the death toll from the eruption of Indonesia's highest volcano has risen to 14, with at least 7 people missing. The spread of volcanic ash from Mount Semeru, that is, covered several villages. We're taking a look at your drive on the 91.
You betcha, part of it anyway. This is the eastbound 91 at 11. That's approaching the 57 going through Fullerton. Reports are a few drivers have tangled here. CHP Fire Department has been called for, but I'll check on this for you. If you're just starting out from, say, Gardena going all the way across, stay with us, and I'll let you know what transpires here. The westbound side, pretty good shape, 57 over towards the I-5. Now, the West 10, the San Bernardino Field, we're really in trouble. A couple of problems. North Pacific, going before the 605. Bottom line is kind of jammed coming off Kellogg Interchange. The West 210 is slow, 57 over towards about Citrus, then through. But the West 60, believe it or not, still in pretty good shape. 57, 605, 710, all that. It's looking good. Northbound 405 now from Century Boulevard. I'll investigate that for you, but a little slow coming up from the 110. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Bob.
Termites all over Southern California all year round. I mean, the only time it really is fairly safe for termites is when it's very cold or it is pouring rain, and that doesn't happen very often here in Southern California. So if you see bugs flying around and can't really recognize what bugs they are, and maybe you have wood shavings at the bottom of your baseboard, that's termites. And I'm going to suggest calling the folks at Pacific Coast Termite, even if you don't think or know you have termites. They'll come out and give you a free home inspection, certain restrictions apply, and tell you, number one, you don't have termites, great news, or you do, and it's early days, and now's the time to treat. And if you do have termites, that's a very easy phone call to make. They do all of this without tenting. No tenting, no double bagging your food, no pet sitting. I mean, you can even be home when they come out and treat your house. I've tented before. You don't want to go there. It is a nightmare. Call 800-PACIFIC, 800-PACIFIC. Visit PacificCoastTermite.com, 800-PACIFIC.
Pacific Coast Termite, Coast Termite.
The clean, friendly way.
Socal Weather from KFI. We've got a partly cloudy day ahead. Has a range from the low 60s at the beaches. We'll be in the upper 60s, low 70s for Metro LA and OC. Mid to upper 70s for the valleys and the Inland Empire. We lead local. Live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Radio advertising can connect your business with holiday shoppers wherever they go. Use iHeart Ad Builder to create an affordable custom radio ad right on your phone. Just click, listen, approve, then hear it on the radio. Create your customized ad today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
San Manuel Casino is changing its name and changing the game. San Manuel Casino is now Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel, with 2 new casino floors, now with over 6,500 slots, the most in the West. A new high limit room for 5 elevated gaming experiences, new luxury retail shops, restaurants and bars, and even more thrills to come. Experience a level of thrill that California has never seen before. San Manuel Casino is now Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Details at Yamava.com. Must be 21. Please gamble responsibly.
Staples Connect has custom packing materials, shipping supplies, and services. Now buy one, get one free on select premium shipping supplies, plus get 25% off UPS Express shipping services. Supplies offer ends 12/19. UPS offer ends 1/1/22. In store only.
For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules. KFI AM 640.
iHeart Radio Station.
24-hour news. More stimulating talk.
It is a Monday morning, December 6th. Bill Handler here. Coming up at 9:55, last 5 minutes of the show, we announce how much money we raised. And did we beat last year's figure of $770,000? We'll see. And by the way, I don't have the figure either. It's not like I'm teasing. I have it. No, I'm going to find out at the same time you are. I'll just relay it to you.
Somebody leaked part of it over the weekend. But I feel like...
I didn't catch it.
It's his charity. It's okay that he leaked it. But he leaked it on Saturday, so we don't know what
the total
was.
Plenty of money coming in yesterday.
Yeah, Bruno.
So that's not, Okay, let's move on with some more handle of the news. Jennifer, and no rain until Thursday and me.
All right, you've got 75 kids now from the Larkspur Corte Madera district in Marin County in Northern California who are at home quarantining because a kid in their class went to school knowing he had COVID-19. Now here's the thing, or he or she. The parents sent the kid to school even though the kid had tested positive for COVID. And what happened was the Marin County Health Department called the school and said, hey, we were just curious why you hadn't logged this kid as having COVID. And the school said, I'm sorry, what? So that's how they found out that the kid had COVID-19.
And how do you send your kid to school after having tested positive, as opposed to quarantining your kid in his or her room, assuming that they have a separate bedroom?
Is there so much shame around getting COVID or something, or... I don't know the age of this child. I don't know whether they were vaccinated or not.
Yeah.
And is there so much public shaming that we're doing?
I don't know. And if they're Catholics are very big on shame. So I don't know the answer to that. I would be ashamed. But then I legitimately, I would never send a child to class after having tested positive for COVID. I mean, that's just crazy.
Well, any of us who get a sniffle here,
right,
run and get a test and don't come to work the next day.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. All right, imagine that you're expecting an Amazon package, and you go out and it says delivery today between 4 and 8 or whatever, and you keep going out there and you don't see this package. And then this woman decides, I'm going to check my security footage, and she was shocked. In Fresno, the footage on this woman's camera shows an adult walking on the sidewalk outside her home, appears to be checking porches for packages, so an adult porch pirate. Then the adult goes back to their car, walks back to the house, along with a small child, and they sent the kid up to the door to get the package. And the child appears to be confused. In fact, she kind of looks for the adult's guidance and then sprints toward the package, grabs it, and runs off. And the saddest part is this kid was in their pajamas. Little kid in their pajamas, and mom's made you be a porch pirate.
Last name Fagan. I mean, that is taking advantage of kids. And then you go to the wrong house, and someone comes out and literally kicks the kid.
Yeah, because if you...
Oh, yeah, with a porch pilot? Yeah,
you might not have time to see who it is, what it is. I don't know. It just... All right, now you've got burglars posing as gardeners looking at homes in Torrance. And they say that the burglars appear to be of Asian descent, and they've had multiple burglaries that have occurred in recent weeks. And they describe the victims as homeowners of Asian descent whose businesses outside the city. The victims may have been, here's another one, followed home from work. Might be somebody who they think, the burglars think, oh, I bet they keep large quantities of cash in their house.
Asians are known to keep cash at home. And so that's an easy mark.
They say the suspects are described as 3 to 4 people posing as gardeners or landscape workers, and they are believed to be driving a late model minivan and SUV.
Yeah, gardeners don't drive late model minivans or SUVs. Generally, you see gardeners with pickup trucks and lawnmowers, etc., in the back.
Yeah.
So I mean that says something. Also, why would gardeners come to the door if you don't know the gardeners?
Only thing is, don't you have like people who come around and say, "Hey, we'll trim your trees. Hey, we'll, whatever."
Not in our neighborhood.
Well,
But that's the point. Yeah, but
in a normal neighborhood, they come around and they'll leave cards, or they'll throw, the bags with the rocks and their business card on your driveway, or whatever. You're looking at me like I have an arm sticking out of my head.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, like we have a tree guy that comes around, I don't know, once a month and comes to the door, and another guy who's got a gardening service. It happens. All right, in Melrose, the community is coming together to help fight crime, and this is an area that has been hit by those follow home robberies and stuff like that. And so people say, look, here's enough is enough. And so what they're going to do is they're contracting with private programs, and they say we're not even involving the city or city property. It's not known how many of these new private companies will be or how many will be placed, but they'll be watching both residential and commercial properties. And Melrose residents and business owners are going to hold a town hall crime to address the rising crime.
Yeah, what makes it fairly controversial is this is plate recognition technology, and that's fairly new. And so I'm assuming that it takes a photo of the plate or whatever. Yeah, well, it would be the photo of the plate, assuming you can see it. And then the algorithm goes into the computer and comes out with name, registered owner, etc. And what they're saying is we're only going to share this with law enforcement.
Right.
I don't know about that. Because who makes that decision? Who gets the information? Where does that go? Or does it go directly to law enforcement where the residents of the Melrose area or the business owners don't even know what's going on? Don't know the answer to that.
And if this is a last resort, I guess, for the community, if they don't feel like the city's doing enough.
Yeah, I certainly would help, sure. And it's a lot cheaper than a neighborhood watch.
Yeah, that is true.
Because we're talking businesses.
Yeah. All right. Oh, this story. So there's a restaurant in San Francisco, and 3 San Francisco police officers go into the restaurant to eat. Well, all of a sudden now, the staff politely asks the armed officers in uniform to leave after they said that the officers who were armed made them feel uncomfortable. They say, we respect the San Francisco Police Department and are grateful for the work they do. We welcome them into the restaurant when they are off duty, out of uniform, and without their weapons.
Now that gets interesting. Would they change their mind if someone came in with a gun to hold them up?
Weird. I said that same thing on Wake Up Call.
Yeah. Oh, we'd rather have that happen. And then, of course, they peddled it backwards. They said, "Oh, I'm sorry," because the backlash was unbelievable. Matter of fact, most businesses invite police officers because here's what's going to happen: if a cop is there and goes to that business even on a regular basis, bad guys do not get into that facility and hold people up.
You don't hear of a lot of holdups at Starbucks, where cops are all all the time.
Yeah, I mean, this was just so stupid on their part.
Well,
because
that's it. Like, what happens if they're getting robbed or there's somebody unruly in there? Are you going to say, oh, officer, yes, please come help us, but leave your gun outside because it makes us uncomfortable?
Yeah, I want to know how uncomfortable they would be if someone came in that was dangerous. Oh, no, we'd rather have that than a uniformed police officer because that makes us feel uncomfortable. That's crazy. And cops used to get free food.
Yeah.
Now it's even half price for a lot of places.
Yeah. I used to give all the cops free coffee when I worked at Starbucks.
Of course you do.
Statute of limitations is gone.
Yeah. No, I don't think the people that manage their own Starbucks would have a problem with that. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back and we'll finish up handle on the news on this Monday morning. Jennifer.
New travel restrictions are underway as the new COVID variant has spread to at least 17 states, so all passengers flying into the country must now be tested within 1 day of boarding. In just hours, the president will talk about his Build Back Better plan from the White House. He'll focus on how it aims to lower the cost of prescription drugs. And Disney's Encanto could become the highest-grossing animated movie of the pandemic. It remains number one at the box office. It earned nearly $13 million in its second weekend. We've got your drive with the KFI in the sky next.
I am one of thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body. I am living in the moment and taking Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligrams tablet with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Audible is the best place to listen for everything you're into, from comedy and motivation to popular podcasts and best-selling audiobooks. Right now, take advantage of a special holiday offer and save 60% on your first 3 months. Learn more and sign up at audible.com.
Socal Weather from KFI. It's a partly cloudy day out there with highs from the low 60s to the upper 70s. This report is brought to you by Audible. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, we make it easy. We're taking a look at your drive on the 91.
You back to a little follow-up here. If you were with us last time around, as promised, the crash reported now. This is the eastbound 91 at Lemon. That's approaching the 57 in Fullerton. The problem is not on the freeway, it's on Lemon. So don't you worry about it. Coming out of Gardena now, eastbound 91, it's just wide open all the way out to the 57. If you're driving Lemon, going under the freeway, just be careful. Now, back to the West 10. Before the 605, had a rather serious crash, still in lanes, and that westbound 10 is really backed up quite solid coming away from Azusa. Badillo Street gets you over to Ramona, over to the 605 if that helps you, but the West 60, 57, 605 still in good shape. And real quick, Ladera Park has been a problem at Slauson and Fairfax, the popular intersection, so be careful going through. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Bob.
This report is sponsored by Driveway.com. Customers are raving about how easy it is to buy or sell a car with Driveway.com. The best part, they deliver directly to your driveway. That's Driveway.com.
When you think of selling your house, on one hand, you're probably thinking, ooh, I'm going to make a lot of money off this puppy, right? Then you start thinking about, all the repairs you're going to have to do yourself. And then there are the dreaded open houses, all the crummy parts that have always gone into selling a home. Well, imagine if those old-fashioned ways of selling a home could just be things of the past. And that's the case with OpenDoor.com. Open Door invented a whole new way to sell your home, one without the hassles and hurdles of listings and showings and all those unknowns. So if you're thinking about selling your house in Los Angeles, think about selling it to Open Door. To get your free offer, just go to opendoor.com/KFI, enter your address, just tell them a little bit about your house, and they'll make you an offer in minutes. You're going to be shocked at how much you'll get. They offered me way more than I expected. You get to close when you're ready, and you can do everything online at opendoor.com. So sell your home the new-fashioned way at opendoor.com/KFI. Offer eligibility varies. Open Doors represented by Open Door Brokerage Inc., license number 020611330 in California, and Open Door Brokerage LLC in its other markets. Get your free offer today at opendoor.com/KFI.
Cash offers for used cars have never been higher, and selling your car has never been easier. And it's all because of Roto. That's R-O-D-O. Not only is Roto the best place to buy a new car, but you can also sell your used car or current vehicle lease to Roto for quick payment. Roto makes the process fast, fair, and transparent. So, sell your car on the Roto app or at roto.com. That's R-O-D-O. The fastest way to sell your used car for more cash than ever before.
Will, you called AIS to save on car insurance. How did it go?
It's a no-brainer. It was the easiest call I ever made.
AIS is a no-brainer.
They were able to save me $781 on my insurance.
1-800-777-4AIS.
Hello?
Hi, Tiffany. I'm a helpful Southern California Honda person, and I'm calling to give you a random act of helpfulness.
Really?
Yeah, we heard you could use our help decorating for the holidays.
Well, my daughter, she's been fighting cancer for the past 2 years because of her immune system. She hasn't really been able to see the Christmas lights. Bringing the festivities to her, I think it would just lift her spirits and make her feel special.
Well, Honda would like to help. We're going to get your house all decorated for your daughter.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. She's going to love it. Oh my gosh.
Today, we help the family get in the holiday spirit. And we can help you too with great deals on select certified pre-owned Hondas, like 0.99% APR financing and 24/7 roadside assistance. Visit SoCalHondaDealers.com to find a helpful Honda dealer near you. For well-qualified buyers on approved credit through Honda Financial Services, roadside assistance available for the duration of the certified pre-owned limited warranty. Tiffany is a real person and was paid to be on the radio.
We have a lot to celebrate this holiday season, but COVID-19 hasn't gone away. So let's make sure to keep our celebration safer by following these tips. Get vaccinated to protect loved ones, and get a booster to keep your immunity strong. Wear a mask when it can protect you and others, and if possible, keep gathering small, short, and outdoors if you're uncertain of everyone's vaccination status. Bring on the cheer safely this year. Find a vaccine near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Living with someone who tested positive for COVID-19 in the past 5 days, those 18 and over who are not vaccinated may be able to take part in a clinical trial for a possible medication to prevent COVID-19. Participants will receive study-related care at no cost. To learn more, call 844-461-1936.
Spectrum Business is proud to support small businesses with the best internet and phone services at the best value. But we want to do more. So now, for a limited time, get 1 month of services for free. That's right, 1 month on us. Get 200 megabit per second internet and business phone, and even TV, all free for 1 month. Plus free installation. Call 855-757-4544 or visit spectrum.com/business today. Restrictions apply.
What he likes to do apparently is cut off a piece of the body and take it home and cook it.
Oh, I get you. Obviously, different parts will taste differently. You'd want to tenderize it in some way, or maybe soak it in some kind of sauce.
You guys are
gravy.
disgusting.
John and Ken.
I thought you just held animals in higher regard. You wouldn't care about people eating humans.
Weekdays at 2
Very sensible.
on KFI.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. Is the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Oh yeah, the holiday season is here. Tyler, do you plan on playing Christmas music from now to December 25th?
I'm just doing as I was told.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem for me.
There's a mandate.
Yeah, I know.
Tyler has to hit a quota.
I know. Yeah, it's really tough. I'd rather have a root.
You have your live reads, I have my bumps.
No, I understand. But you get. But then again, look at Coast. You know, the highest ratings of the year, and they're usually number 1 in the market with the Christmas songs. Go figure.
People love it.
I know. Understood. Let's go back, finish up Handle on the news. Jennifer Jones-Lee, Wayne back on Thursday, and me.
I guess this guy really wanted off of his flight. There was a 30-year-old man who jumped out of an airplane as it was taxiing at Phoenix's Sky Harbor International on Saturday. So the flight arrived safely in Phoenix from Colorado Springs, and their initial reports, it looked like while the flight was taxiing to the gate, the The customer on board exited the aircraft via the rear galley door. The flight captain stopped the aircraft and notified air traffic control. Not sure how he got the door open, but he landed on the tarmac and made his way to the fire station, entered the building, and locked himself in a dorm room.
Yeah, two questions about that. First of all, how did you get the door open?
I don't know.
Because it's up to the pilot to unarm those doors.
Right.
I mean, every time you hear, flight attendants unarmed or whatever, that has to do with the door.
Right.
And usually it's, I think it is the pilot. I'm not obviously a pilot, but that's what I heard. All right. Second of all, that's a 20-foot jump at least from the door of an airplane down to the tarmac.
It's amazing he didn't break a leg.
Yeah, exactly. Onto concrete?
Yeah.
It's a couple of big questions about that. And they don't know what to charge him with, actually. Or they may know, but they haven't charged him yet.
Something of a flight crew, disruption of a flight crew or something. I mean,
yeah,
because the pilot had to stop, right? Did he have to stop his taxiing? Could there be a disruption?
I don't know if he did. If he had to stop it.
He's lucky he didn't get run over. Well, I guess he jumped out the back.
Yeah.
All right, this story is for you, Handel. If you've ever been stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic on your way to Las Vegas, there's a project to turn the shoulder on the 15 into a third lane during peak hours that has been given the go-ahead. The governor announced plans yesterday. It'll be 5 miles south of the Nevada state line. It'll cost about $12 million. That'll come out of existing funds, and they hope that it'll start in the spring and might be ready by the summer.
Driving to Las Vegas on a Friday afternoon into Las Vegas and then coming back on Sunday. We came back yesterday morning.
Yeah.
And left at 8 o'clock.
How was it at 8? I mean,
perfect. Okay, there was no traffic. And we're zipping along, and the traffic is moving at 80 miles an hour. And I don't drive 80. I drive low 70s at my top speed. But this zipping along at 80, and there were cars blowing past me on that stretch of the road. Also, here is a little bit of advice. If you have to pee, you can actually, at certain points, just go really off the off-ramp, and there's nobody there, and you pee at the side of the road, and then boom, right back on the off-ramp.
You're that guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That I saw when I was driving back from the Bay Area last weekend. Who right there on I-5. They were not even making any bones.
Well, yeah, but if they're behind the car, as you see someone standing up. And I went to the place where there was nobody there. I mean, and there are a couple, between Las Vegas, between State Line and before you get into a lot of the Barstow maybe. Yeah, between then, it's definitely, it's peeable country.
I'm the jerk who drives by and honks.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah. All right, shocking. California has some of the worst traffic in the nation, but we also apparently have some of the most dangerous freeways in America. But you would think that A plus B probably equals C. New insurance survey found that 3 of the deadliest highways in the U.S. are in California. 95, 25, 75, 35, 15, that we were just talking about, 40, 70, 80, and U.S. 41. That's the list.
Yeah, we're on the I-5, we're at the I-15. I don't know what the other ones are. I-95, does that go through California?
Yes, okay. I think so.
I don't know the answer.
All right, China has attacked the potential U.S. diplomatic boycott of the Olympics. So the U.S. over the weekend, President Biden said, here's the deal. Athletes can still compete in the Olympics in Beijing, but no U.S. diplomats will go. And apparently the foreign ministry spokesperson in China said such a move would be an outright political provocation, but gave no details on what that meant.
Well, it's certainly a political move. Remember when Carter, after the invasion of Afghanistan by the Russians, boycotted the Olympics, and then the next 4 years later, Russia boycotted the Olympics. I think it's a dumb move. If you're at war,
I mean, mixed messages too. Our athletes can go, but our diplomats can't. I mean, not that I don't want the athletes to be able to, but is that a mixed message?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
All right. Many Minoso.
Never controls, never upholstery, heated seats, rear parking sensors, and more. Never controls, never upholstery, heated seats, rear parking sensors, and more.
Were because blacks are not allowed in, and probably the greatest pitcher in the world who's ever lived.
Never upholstery, or sport navigation.
Who was part of the Negro Leagues. And it's, what, 1940, was it? Yeah, it was 49.
Full size SUV.
Do I have those dates right? Is it no, it was the LA Dodgers. So it would be